The readers of the Montreal Mirror voted him the top stand-up comedian in 2004, 2005, and 2006. Sure enough, Sugar Sammy is one of the hottest comics working today. He has performed at the Hollywood Comedy Festival in Los Angeles, the Just for Laughs Festival, and the Cape Town Comedy Festival in South Africa. So what's been on his mind lately? Let's find out from Sugar Sammy himself. Sammy, welcome to the studio.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, take care.
All right, see you later. Thanks.
So wow, it's been a wicked couple of months, years for you. So let's get that stuff out of the way first.
Okay.
Okay. Last 6 months, you've been around the world. Walk us through your journey, first of all.
Last 6 months. Okay. I started out. I was here. I did okay. Let's start with the Just for Laughs festival last year. Did a big show called The Asian Invasion, which took off, and now it's going to be a staple there every year.
Right.
So hosted that, and then right after that, I went to Toronto, opened for Dave Chappelle.
Wicked show.
Yeah, those were two great shows at Massey Hall, and then took off for South Africa, Cape Town.
Wow.
Which was crazy and out there, and then England, and then after that came back to the Canadian tour, US tour, back to South Africa, back to England. I just got back.
Okay, forget
now
it.
I'm here, Bollywood Boulevard.
Yeah, you made it. You made it.
I made it. Yeah.
So let's go through this a little bit in terms of you're a bilingual comic, right?
Okay, yeah.
You're somebody who can perform in both English and French. Can you do Punjabi too, or you just stick?
Yeah, Hindi and Punjabi. We've performed together. You've seen me do Hindi and Punjabi material. Yeah.
I have to ask though, when you're going from city to city, how does the humor translate?
Well, you've definitely got to do your research as soon as you show up, and you've got to adjust to different countries and different cities, you know? And usually what I found is the further geographically you are from your home base, the more you've got to do some research right when you get there, you know? I'll tell you, like, you know, places like Vancouver, Winnipeg, Calgary, pretty much everyone gets the same stuff that you do in Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, whatever. It's pretty much the same, couple different local references. But when you go to places like South Africa, you really got to sell it in a different way, you know, because I feel like they're not, you know, they don't know our culture in North America as well as we do, and they're not very familiar with European culture either. It's their own separate entity. So you've kind of got to go there and spend 4 or 5 days really researching, sitting down with the locals, you know. I sat down with the kitchen staff at the hotel and sat down with the security guards and kind of said, okay, what's the political stuff that's going on right now? You know, what are the areas that are like this? You know, where's the ghetto? Where's this? And where's that? And then you've got to kind of go with it. Read the paper every day and then just kind of comment from there, you know.
And do you follow what's going on in North America now? Are you familiar with what's going on?
You know, I'll tell you, I just got back and things have changed. Yeah. Like the Habs and the Leafs are like neck and neck to make the playoffs.
Yep.
That's a little bit weird.
Yep.
Yeah. And then, you know, the Habs were doing so well, and now, you know, all these players got traded. You know, I came and like all these teams are shuffled around. Yeah, that's what's important to me. Right?
Yeah, we don't know much about the Habs in these parts around here. What about cricket? You're a fan of cricket at all?
I love cricket. I was watching cricket in South Africa all the time. It was on all day long. It's one of my favorite sports to watch. I didn't know I'd love it that much because some of that stuff goes on for 5 days, man. Like 5 days. You have to be unemployed to be watching cricket, right? Like it'd be huge in Quebec. You know? You watch it the first day, some dude's batting. 3 days later, it's the same guy. He's grown a beard by then. His kids are in the stands with signs, you know, "Daddy, please come home. We miss you. Mommy's messing around."
Well, it is cricket fever, and tech support's a little hard to get these days, too. But that being said,
Mohit was a comedian, too.
No.
Yeah, so we should bring that up.
No, let's not. Let's talk. I'm more interested in South Africa, because people who do travel to South Africa from Canada often say it's like a different world.
Yeah.
Anything happened there that made you go, whoa, I have no idea, like what I just experienced?
Yeah, when I went there, for some reason, everybody thought I needed security 24/7. Like, I always had security guards and, like, drivers and things like that because they felt like my stuff was a little bit too edgy for them. And, like, people get offended there fast.
Oh, really?
So I was throwing stuff out, and then people pulled me aside after the show and, like, you know, you can't say this and you can't say that, and you're going to get killed, and, you know, you can't say this against the president, and you can't say this against, you know, the ministers. And this. So I was talking about their politics, and I was talking about their ministers and the president, you know, and the AIDS situation there, and how, you know, people aren't taking care of it, and politicians are corrupt. And that kind of stuff is like, you could say it, but you sort of can't either, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's not the safest place in the world. Like, there's 153 deaths per day. Per day.
Wow.
So it was crazy, yeah.
Way to bring it to not funny, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Right in the middle of the interview.
Well, I'm just saying that's why it was so different when I went there, you know? And I'll tell you, I went to Cape Town, which is pretty worldly. They're very worldly people. Then I went to Durban, which is its own entity. It's like all Indians, you know, very conservative Indians, you know, but none of them speak Hindi or Punjabi. They're all like 6th or 7th generation Indians. So it's the weirdest thing. Like, they don't want to hear any nasty jokes, but they still want to hear, they don't want to hear any Hindi jokes or Punjabi jokes. So I was like, I had to come up with like 15, 20 minutes there, talking to everybody, like I said, doing research and some new stuff, yeah, that I had to throw out.
Now let's bring it back to North America. Obviously, Just for Laughs has always been a big festival for you, and
Yeah.
you're doing the Just for Laughs festival again, the traveling festival this time, and it's coming to Toronto, right? April. We're not sure about the date. I think it's April 19th.
I think April 19th for Toronto, but it's all across Canada in April. So anywhere people are watching right now, just go to the festival. Go to the website.
Or your site.
Or my site. Check out my website. All the dates are there. All the info's there, and you can get tickets. It's going to be crazy. I'm on with Angelo Sarukas, Frank Spadone, Joe Coy, 3 amazing comedians, like some of the best comedians internationally. Forget just Canada and the States. These guys are great.
And sugarsammy.com, people can find out more information about that. But when you speak about international comedians, I have to wonder what kind of a thrill it was to open up for Dave Chappelle.
Man, that was surreal, you know, like, I didn't even know until maybe like a couple days before. You know, the story's so great. I was doing the festival, and somehow his managers and my managers hooked up. You know, a couple people saw me, and then, you know, they showed the tape to him. You know, he approved. Boom, I got a call 2 days before from my manager. He said, listen, what are you doing on Monday? And I said, I don't know, I'll probably go down to open mic. I have some new material I'm dying to try out.
Yeah.
And I'll see what's happening. He's like, okay, let me call you in 5 minutes. And he's like, do you still want to, and he calls me back in 5 minutes. He goes, do you still want to do that open mic? Are you really keen on it? I was like, yeah, I really want to try out this new stuff, man, I've been writing. He's like, all right, you could do that, or you could open for Dave Chappelle if you want. And then I just went,
What?
I was like, all right, easy decision.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. And you rocked that crowd. The feedback on that, it's funny because people called me after and they're like, you heard a guy named Sugar Sammy? I'm like, yeah. He opened for Dave Chappelle last night.
Yeah.
What?
So, thanks for not believing it. He's like, really? I worked with that cat like 2 years ago. How the hell did he do that, man?
No. The confidence, you've had the confidence from the entire community, and it's about time that, you know, people should go out to the Just for Laughs comedy traveling thing and see you guys. It's at Massey Hall, right?
No, I think this one's at the Toronto Arts Center. So
Toronto
it's big.
Arts
It's
Center.
going to be like 3,000 people. It's humongous.
Finally, tell us what's next after the tour.
After the tour, I'm going on tour to the States. I'm doing a headline in New York, and then I'm going to Hong Kong and Bangkok. So that's going to be another great experience. I'll let you know what I'm doing, how that goes when I get back.
Yeah, come back and tell us some more stories. Sammy, great to have you in the studio.
Thanks for having me, man.
Really appreciate having you here. Bollywood Boulevard continues with Geethika.